Well, good evening, Joe.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Richard can't be seen, but he can be heard.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Already
he said he had a face for radio.
How's Joe doing?
Joe's good. Really didn't get a whole lot done today, but it rained. Kind of hard to compensate for the moisture.
It's weird. Hey, Richard.
Howdy. Sitting here in the field in my cat tractor, getting ready to talk some tractor pulling with you guys.
Fantastic. I think we got a little bit to talk about. All right, you want to start out?
Yeah, sure. So we're going to be just kind of going over what's coming up in Cloverdale, and we have, I guess, an exciting announcement about going back to Cloverdale in March. So we'll also be talking about classes in a little while.
I think we need to meet Richard.
Yeah. Sorry, Richard. You've been muted.
Yeah.
You're the weakest link.
Yeah. You're the background noise maker.
Yeah. Raise your hand when you want to talk, Richard.
I guess I'll start out by well, we got everything going in the right direction, and we are planning on going back to the Cloverdale to the CBRC arena again. Working pretty close to Steve and getting everything organized for over there. It's going to be a pretty similar situation to what we did last year. This year we are 1 week later. We're trying to hopefully roll the dice, and maybe the second week of January, snow and cold won't strike us again at Cloverdale this year. Classes are changed a bit. We learned a lot last year, and some of the things that we learned were good. Some things we learned were bad. We learned that the hot farm guys are starting to get separation within the class as far as horsepower and rules. So we had to do a few things to that, and I'll mention that here in a little bit, the details of that. That we added a couple things. I guess we'll start out with our sessions on session 1 on Thursday morning. I guess we added the classic super stocks, which is a really good class in Ohio. NTPA runs it, OSTPA runs it, and then the USA or Full Pull runs it. Had a great response. Had a great response right off the get go for that class. Got several entries. Really happy with that, and really excited to see those guys come back and run with us this year. The Hot Farm Classic, like I said, we had to split it up. We run divisions because cubic inches and turbos were separating. We added a Hot Farm class for the Badger State and the UPM tractors. Our entries aren't really that stout right now for that class. I think there's a lot of confusion within the deal. You all qualify separately. You all go to Saturday night. You do not have to pull against the other hot farm tractors on Saturday night. You'll pull the top 4 from your session, and that will be the 4 that pulls in the finals against one another for the chance to get on the podium. So, the rumors that I've heard is, oh, we make the finals, but we still got to go pull against the bigger motors and the bigger tires. You do not. You pull against the same tractors you pulled against in the qualifier. So hopefully we can get a few more tractors because we put that class in specifically for the Badger State UPM tri-state guys over there, and they've always been good loyal supporters of Gordyville. It seemed like we lost a few of them when we went to Shipshawana. Then we lost even more when we came out of Cloverdale, but we understand they've all having to buy a separate turbo. Also, for them guys, they like to hook in a 9,000-pound super farm class. And this year, they weigh 9,500 pounds in their hot farm class, and they'll get to weigh 9,500 pounds as long as they keep their smoothbore turbo on, run the exact same rules as they do during the 95 hot farm in the 9,000 super farm class. So we're kind of reaching an olive branch out to get a few more tractors. Hopefully, if anybody's got any questions, they can call me or Ryan. Everybody's got my phone number, and we'll work you through it. I'll go on to class that's kind of near and dear to me. That's on Thursday afternoon. It's the 9,000 Pro Farm. It's our stock GT 42 class, 3,500 RPMs, no shifting, no torques allowed. Now it's a really great class for us in Missouri and out west. Really happy with the guys that have followed me over to Indiana to support us there. The 10,000-pound farm stock class, we've worked diligently on these rules. I've got a lot of groups in the United States running that box, S300, S360 turbo, 2.4 inlet. It's working out really good. We also added on Thursday morning the 85 Limited Pro, and we call it the Bob class. It's Battle Bluegrass rules. Battle Bluegrass, the 85 Limited Pros have grown a little bit as far as horsepower, to where we used to combine them with our hot farms or our 85 Limited Pros. That's kind of the standard rules we do here in Illinois and out west. Well, they got a little bit bigger cubic inch motor now, and they got a little bit bigger turbo. So we have an 85 Limited Pro class for the Battle of the Bluegrass guys, and any other tractor would meet the 510 cubic inches, 3.4 inlet. They run a big P pump, 24.5 tires. Really good, exciting class. We got to see a lot of them on YouTube last week and live stream down at the Diesel and Dark Corners. Good class. Encourage any of those guys that haven't entered yet, have any questions, to give me or Ryan a call. We'll get you entered as soon as we can. We really like to have 12 to 15 tractors in that class. Then we go on to our diesel trucks. It's 2.6 truck class, pretty much PPL rules. We're always looking for more 2.6 trucks. Hopefully we get a few more in. Crowd really loves them. We are in Indiana. I kind of feel like it's the home of diesel truck pulling. We got a great sponsor for that class. So hopefully we get some more 2.6 trucks in. And then the finale on Thursday morning will be our Econo mini rods. And there's again a whole lot of misinformation, misunderstandings in this Econo mini rod class. We used to have dozens of them. Now we're having struggles to getting enough to even justify having the class. And we understand that there's 410 cubic inch tractors and 370 cubic inch tractors. They will run at the same time, but they'll running not against one another, just with one another. They will be top four to the finals on. I think their finals is on. Let's see here, is on Friday morning, so there'll be 6 or 8, depending on participation of those. The Econo minis going. We're really hoping we get some more support out of the Tri-County guys, Northern Illinois, Southern Wisconsin. So any of those guys that want to reach out and talk to us about pulling indoors, don't be afraid of the 410 guys. You can pull with them, but you're not pulling against them. And you'll go to your own finals, and you'll be separated in the finals. And we'll get a trophy, and everybody will get a separate check, except for the 410s and the 370 guys. So just want to make that sure everybody fully understands that. You're not having to run against NASCAR motors in the Econo mini class anymore. Then we go to Thursday night. For some reason, I decided to add the NTPA 9,300-pound super farms, trying to bring trying to bring some more super farms in. So I know they're getting the door shut in their face in certain places, and it's unfortunate. But we're in state of Indiana. We're close to where a lot of them pull. I know they're primarily kind of a northern class, but it's not that far of a jaunt down from middle of Michigan to Cloverdale. Still have hopes to get in a few tractors in that class. And of course, Thursday evening, we have our first flight of the PPL IPL hot farms, which is probably the most growing class in Indiana, Ohio, Michigan right now. With 5'10", 20.8 guys. Last year was a lot of controversy about the 24.5 tires. And we'll be going with the PPL, IPL turbo rules. So the map ring groove, Richards and his guys will be enforcing the correct map ring groove. Then we're going to the 95 Pro Farm, which is basically the 466s with the 3-inch inlet turbos, 3,000 RPMs. Good class. It's always been with us since day one. Thursday night, we have our mod turbos from out east, and the super farms can jump in there with them at different weights. Really good class. Talked to Jason Forster a few weeks ago. Said he's going to do like he always does and bring us a whole bunch of good running mod turbos. So it should be a great class. And then we have the 85 Limited Pros, the ITPA, PPL Outlaw rules from out west, and then here in Illinois, 466 3x4 smooth bores. And then we'll finish that night on Thursday night with the Classic Super Finals, the 9 Pro Farm Finals, and the 2-6 Finals. So at Cloverdale, we always schedule in the 90 to 95 hooks a session because we can get through them, and we have room to park everything inside. And we're just gonna kind of hold that number and see how it all works. We got by it last year. We start Friday morning off again. We got the mile per hour guys. That's kind of the Indiana Pulling League's rules. The 15 mile an hour king of 15. Always a great class. Richard's got some things here after we get done talking about Cloverdale. Start getting into Goriel. He wants to add. IPL has some exciting things they want to do with the mile per hour guys. We have the second fight of the IPL, PPL, NTPA 510 hot farm class. They're on Friday morning. We get into our first session of the light limited class, light limited super stocks. The heavier versions there on Friday morning. The 9,000 super farms. I'm sure there are going to be a lot more of them. The flights 1 and 2 will probably run simultaneously on Friday morning. And then we had last year, my friend Isaac Hilburn is the president of the Indiana Truck Pullers Association now, and he brought us a fantastic group of trucks last year, and the crowd loved them. A lot of local guys, a lot of local interest. Great trucks, great competition. Everybody loved them, and we were happy to have them. And look forward to working with them again this year. I've had a lot of response and calls from competitors from around the country that want to come pull with that group, and I've been giving them to Isaac to visit with. So if your truck fits in them rules and you kind of get approved by that Indiana Pulling League, Indiana Truck Pulling Association group, you might be a chance to run with this. And then we had the finals of the farm stocks, the 95 Pro Farm, and the Econo Minis will be on Friday morning. And then we kind of shift into gears here to our Friday night session is whenever, the horsepower kind of goes up. And we have the new edition of the 9500 Hot Farm. We call it the Dark County edition. Dark County, they run a larger tire. And any of the East Coast tractors are running 24/5 tires in their hot farm, or they call them super pro farms. This is where you guys will hook. And you'll probably start us out on Friday night. And then the rest of the show is we got 3.0 diesel trucks. We expect a fantastic class of those. Light pros, got several great ones already. A few more coming. 4.1s, same way. New for this year in 2026, we are running the 5.0s in a qualifier on Friday night. And we got several of those entered. Hopefully get several more. People really talking a lot about the 5.0s. Classic kind of makes sense. Big noise for the county fairs around here in Illinois. Same way out west with the outlaw guys are doing a really good job. And then that night we'll have the NTPA Super Farm Finals. Hopefully, if we get any tractors. And then the light limited finals, and then we'll have the finals for the pro stock gas four-wheel drive trucks. So that'll be a big night. Friday night's always one of our bigger shows, and we'll be getting those guys down the track. Saturday morning, we start out with the PPL Super Farms. looking for several more of those. Classic mods, which has always been great out there. The then we have our combo class. We call it the 9,000 pound limited pro. That's where the light pros and the 4-1s or the limited pros pull together. Richard runs that class in IPL. They run it in OSTPA. Really good class. Still looking for a few more tractors for both of those versions. And you can hook twice. You hook in your standard class on Friday night, and you can hook in this class on Saturday morning. Great class. Then we have the lighter version of the light limited supers. There on Saturday morning. That's the most talked about fan favorite class we got. Everybody's just likes to throw their 2 cents in on what the rules should be, and really interesting and a lot of horsepower, not much weight. We had a blast with them last year. Pull up a few rear ends. Hopefully we can get down the track this year without tearing the rear ends up and blowing the lights out of the ceiling. I was doing that too. That's what we got going there. And then we'll have our small block supercharged mini rods that morning as well. Got several of the best ones in the country, or probably all the best ones in the country. We got coming, and then we have the finals of the
In Canada.
Yeah, in Canada. We got some Canada tractors already, which glad to have those guys. And then we'll have the super farms, the 9,000 super farms in the mile per hour finals on Saturday morning. And then we go into Saturday night. We pretty much got the finals of the rest of the classes. The small block mini rods, classic mods, light limited supers, 3.0 trucks, 85 limited pros, both versions of them, the Battle of the Bluegrass and the PPL, ITPA, Outlaw Group, Mod Turbo Super Farms finals, Super Farm finals for the PPL tractors, if we ever get any. Light pros, 9,000 limited pros. I mean, sounds like a lot, but it's 6 to 12 tractors in about every class. Hot farms, we got 16, but it's 3 different versions. So we're looking forward to it. And I think it's a good lineup. We got a lot of early bird entries, and hopefully the entries will keep coming in, and we'll get the classes full, and we'll have a great show the third week in January. Joe, you got anything to add?
No, I think it's it. It's just, I think the building worked out really good last year. The only thing I'm going to kind of change just a little bit is for the light super guys, limited light super stock class. They pulled twice. Well, I'm basically between that and the finals. So I'm probably going to do something different, but I'll get with you later on that, where they can, because they got so much stuff, and that way they can kind of stay in the same spot. They're kind of spread out over the whole show. So, but it makes sense for me, and it helps me, and it helps them to where they're not moving so much stuff around. So, but that'll be later. I'll work on that later though.
Right. And we we knew the hauler parking was going to be a challenge at Cloverdale, and last year, thanks to Mark Austin and the patience of all the pullers, it worked out really good. I sit there and send a map out to each and every one of you for when you fill in your paperwork, you fill in your hauler length. That made it really organized out there. We put the longer haulers when we got the longer spot, and we kind of give you an area where you'll fit. And 99.9% of them, everybody did it, and no complaints. It really works good. And then the guys that were done, they were very gracious and moved their haulers either to the truck stop close there and locked them up, or some guys just took them home and came back. The mile per hour guys. I mean, everybody did a really good job. And that was not one of the problems that stuck in my mind last year was the hauler parking. Yeah, I think
that was something that we worried the most about.
Yeah.
But you also invested an enormous amount of time in there organizing that to make sure that it would be managed, and with Mark, taking care of it. I mean, it worked out. But, that was something that I even heard grumbling, saying that the park is going to be a complete cluster. I'm just not going to go. Well, that's kind of dumb, but it worked out surprisingly very, very well with the obstacles that we had. And we had snow to boot. So, it worked out great.
Yeah, we fought snow again, like we always do, and the building guys did their best to get it cleaned off so the spectators could get in and out, and pullers could get in and out. And really worked out good. The the tickets for this event will be going on sale early soon. Ryan and I talked about getting that turned on because we've had a
They'll
lot
be open this weekend.
right. The box seat information for the guys that had box seats last year was sent out this week. It should be getting to you in the mail next couple of days. Look that all over, read it thoroughly, and fill it out and send it back because we still have a waiting list for box seats and people calling me every day wanting one the trackside seating.
Make sure they check the box.
Yeah, make sure you check all the boxes because there's some questions there about
Before you go.
yeah for there's box seat information there for the Midwest Winter Nationals and along as the Midwest Spring Nationals. That's what we're going to call the one we're doing in March. Vendors, a lot of you guys reached out to me. I've been at the combine pretty much all month of October, finally wrapping that up. But vendors, the information on the website is there. I know a lot of you are used to me just mailing it to you. When I receive that, 90% of them aren't the letters I sent you. You're just printing them off. So
Click on the link.
you just click on the link and fill it out and send it in. If you got any questions, you can call me or Ryan. If you call Ryan, one thing you need to guys realize is Ryan has a job and he works till 4 or 5 every day, Central Standard Time. A lot of guys don't realize that we are on Central Time. We do not live in Cloverdale, Indiana. I don't have a camper behind the building. I don't live there. I live in Effingham, Illinois. So if it's 6 o'clock your time in Pennsylvania, it's 5 over here. So give me a call and let us know, what we can do for you. Always remember we're on Central Time. Our poll is when we poll is on Eastern Time. So things to understand.
General tickets and live stream tickets will go on sale probably tomorrow. I'll have it open up. Chris. So, Super Farmer Richard, you got anything to add?
No, it sounds pretty good right now.
Good. Got a harumph out of that guy.
Is that better now? There's not so much feedback.
Yeah, it was droning before.
But a lot of the same programs are going as last year. One different thing this year for all you guys, we used to sell you the water. That became an obstacle for us in 2024 and 5, just basically getting it here and keeping it from getting froze. So this year we're going to allow everybody to hopefully correctly mix your water. The water standards will be the same as the Pro Pudding League. The same water rules, no hot water, and except one class, the NTPA guys will run under their rules for the Super Farm class if we ever get it in. They'll run your turbo rules. We'll run your field water rules. I'll even got one guy that might be a little bit of an NTPA tech guy will tech your tractors. That way, you feel comfortable being there, and we want to encourage some of you to reach out to me and we'll get you entered. Other than that, anything else I'm forgetting, right?
None I can think about. We're just over 200 entries.
Yeah,
right now.
We're 200 entries right now. We got a really, really good start. And we realize that, most places hasn't rained in 3 months. So everybody's been harvesting and working the ground. And now today we went to a high school football game. We see lots of hydrants going on. So everybody's really busy. But, we're going to wrap this all up pretty quick. And hopefully we get tractors entered and ready to go back to competition in January. Anything else?
Not in Cloverdale. I think
All
it
right.
would be pretty standard as last year.
Yeah, standards last year, Cloverdale. If you're looking for hotel rooms,
74 days.
Yeah, 74 days. You're looking for hotel rooms. I think Cloverdale's about booked. Been telling guys Terre Haute's not that far away. They got a casino there. We did find out last year the hard way. You got to be 21 years old to stay at the casino hotel. So if you got kids, that's not an option. But Terre Haute's got every flavor hotel, lots of them. And if you come from the east, over there, just west of the airport in Indianapolis, got plenty of hotel rooms too. So we are not booking agents. Please don't call me to get a hotel room. I do not work for IHG or Choice Hotels.
You don't?
Or any camping
Yeah,
information.
like the camping information. I don't run a KOA. So you're gonna have to
Oh, you did.
you're gonna have to use your Google machine to figure that out. I can't. I can suggest places, but I can't guarantee nothing.
That would take effort on my part. I would rather just call you.
Yeah. We'll go to our second event. It was discussed last year at our March meeting with the new management at Gordyville, USA, Gifford, Illinois, where we started in 2005 and ran there consecutively till 2020. Reached out to us and want to know if we would be interested in working with them to put on a tractor pull at that facility. We were apprehensive at first because we had the reputation of being the coldest pull on the planet, and it snowed every year and cold, and the building was dirty, and a lot of guys wrinkled their nose and said they wasn't ever coming back. And then we went to Shipshawana. That facility was bigger and cleaner and nicer, and everybody kind of loved it. Well, unfortunately, they don't host motorsports in that building anymore, so that's when we went down to Cloverdale and worked out a really good deal with Carl and Steve. The Gordyville USA people reached out, and they have made some vast improvements, over $1 million. They've spent on the building already, cleaning it up, more modern, lights, bigger fans. I think everybody's gonna be really happy.
It's unrecognizable.
Yeah, for the fans themselves. One major complaint I always hear about is having to leave the building in between sessions. Well, now the two buildings are kind of connected with a tunnel, so you can go into the front building and mill around while we clean the building out and get ready to reticket for the evening session. So it's going to work out really, really good, I think. Gordyville, this year, we kind of decided to ease into it a little differently than the way we left. We had some ideas on some classes. I started doing some phone calls, realized some of those classes that we had there before, we absolutely were not going to be able to have this year because our insurance are and safety stuff. Some of the classes we had there in the past, just talking to the competitors, just refused to put on the stuff that we have to make sure the pull is safe. And we came up with a nice little lineup. We also tried to concentrate on giving some guys opportunities to pull inside that don't get to, because that's kind of the reason how we got started, and as the classes we started with in 2005 have how we fertilized them, and they've got bigger and more horsepower and went up the ladder. Smaller classes have popped in, and we're gonna try to do the best we can to get these classes going and see how they fit indoors with us at Gordyville USA in March of 2026. We At this time we will not have a Thursday afternoon session. We're going to start out Thursday night. It'd be 6 o'clock standard time, Central Standard Time. Our first class is we are going to run a 12-mile-an-hour class, and all these rules will be on the website. So look at the rules on the website. Those were looked over by several well thought out kind of the tractors in our area. Now, if you have a tractor from a long way away and you want to come and compete at this event, try to get your tractor adapted to the rules we got wrote. I get a lot of phone calls. Well, out here where I'm from, we run it this way. Okay, that's great. But for this year, these rules that we've wrote up are the way we're going to run this, excuse me, this year. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully we didn't make any mistakes, and we have some good close competition. So we got 12-mile-an-hour class. Oh, I should back up. All of our mile per hour tractor classes are 12,000 pounds. Some guys tell me from out west and out east I'm way too heavy, but for us around here, 12,000 pounds is the lightest we run at 12 mile an hour. They usually run 12 and 14,000, but Brandon Baumgart probably doesn't want 14,000 pound tractors rolling across his scales. And they're kind of hard to pick up and move around and weigh 14,000 pounds. So start out Thursday night, 12 mile an hour. We are going to run my 9,000 pound Pro Farm Class at Gordyville, PPL West East PPL rules for the Western Series, same as the Excalibur guys, 9,000 Pro Farm. At Gordyville, we will have the Badger State, Tri-State, UPM Hot Farms. They will pull Thursday night. The light limited class runs Thursday night. Now, the light limited class at Gordyville will be a little different than what they are at Cloverdale. Cloverdale, we kind of let we let the lighter tractors kind of have their way where they want to be lighter. At Cloverdale, it worked out fine. At Gordyville, the track is kind of aggressive, and we probably need a little bit more weight on the nose. So we're going to go with the PPL Western Series rules, which basically is very simple. If you have 30.5 tires on, regardless of the fuel that you're pushing through your turbocharger, you weigh 6,400 pounds. If you got 24 fives on, you weigh 65. If you don't have an intercooler on, you just run a turbo with no intercooler, you're in weigh 67. We tried something at Nashville, Illinois, and I think the Propylene League and Brad Holzhauer and everybody down there at that poll, they entertained us. They allowed us to bring in some of the bigger cubic inch tractors, the diesels, and they have a 3.4 inlet turbo on. They build a little more horsepower. Down there in September, we factored them down to 6,250 because of their smoke pipe and the aggressive tractor at Gordyville. We're going to let them weigh 6,300. So that's what we're going to try this year. And I don't need 500 calls on that. That's too heavy, because if it's too heavy, just maybe this event's not for you. But for this year, 2026, this is the rules we're going to go by. And then also Thursday night, we'll run our farm stock class at Gordyville. And any class that has 18 or more in it at Cloverdale and then does the same thing at Gordyville, we will put some bonus money in for you in the finals. Because it's like racing the stock car at Talladega on a long speedway, and Gordyville's kind of like Martinsville. It's small and aggressive, and anybody's been there understands what we're talking about. So it's kind of a unique situation to be able to go to different places, two contrasting tracks, and it should be a lot of fun. If you come out of both these events and you're the top tractor at the most distance from the two weekends, you've done something. And we'll be searching for sponsors to if they want to put their hat on that. I've already had a couple reach out, and Richard reached out today. So Richard, you want to go ahead and tell us what you're going to do with the mile per hour guys?
Well, IPL is gonna sponsor $750 for the King of 15 mile an hour.
Thank you, Richard.
And I'm going to throw down the gauntlet to the Southern Indiana organization that has several pullers in this to match that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, now we're talking about the 15 mile an hour class. We'll go on to our session 2, which is Friday morning, and the 15 mile an hour class that Richard runs and his group and the Southern Indiana guys run. That class will be on Friday morning 11, and great class. Just really a bunch of good guys to deal with. A lot of unique vehicles. Also that morning, this is the first time we've ever done this in Illinois. Ever since I was old enough to even go, a lot of the pulls around where I grew up, and the Indiana group has a naturally aspirated diesel class that they have, and they weigh 12,000 pounds and are naturally aspirated. They run 3,500 to 3,000 RPMs down the track. pretty good guys. A lot of V8s, sound pretty cool. We've never pulled them indoors, and this year at Gordyville, um, we're gonna see if we can get some tractors, and they want to they want to come up here and pull with us. But most of them, a lot of them live around here, and there's a few around here in the Effingham area. But I think it'd be really neat. I think it's also gonna be really neat to watch them put indoor pipes on because a lot of them have collectors on them, and some of them got 8 pipes coming out the side. It's going to be neat to watch some of their pipe configurations, how they get their smoke pipe above their head, and so they can blow it into the sled and the smoke machine. So they're running Friday morning, and we welcome any questions from those guys. A lot of them, like I said, live around here. Um, their rules are on our website. Look them all over. They look pretty familiar from what you guys run during the summer. Nothing new. And if you're from a far off land and want to drive a ways and compete with these guys, look the rules over. If you have any questions, give me a shout, and we'll get you through it. On Friday morning, well, we run a 95 Pro Farm, which is the same Pro Farm class we've had forever. And then on session 2, we have our first 9500 Hot Farm PPL, IPL, the 510 tractors. So we are limiting that. So if you plan on coming and entries opened up and you want to pull at Gordyville, I wouldn't hesitate because that class will fill up and it'll fill up fast. And so when that entry's open, if you want to come to the 240 foot of hell pull, you better get in there. And then that afternoon, we'll have the 12-mile-an-hour finals, and the farm stock finals will be Friday morning. Friday night, we have a hot farm class. This in Gordyville, we're reaching out to the ECI tractors. They run a class of hot farms up there. They're 3,000 RPMs. They run a 3x3 turbo with an intercooler. And hopefully we get some of those guys to come down. And any of the East Coast tractors that pull on Super Pro or just any of the East Coast tractors that pull the Interstate, any of those groups out there, that will be your session on Friday night. And then we have the standard 85 Limited Pros that we always have, the 4.1s. We got the Mod Turbo Super Farm class that night as well. And then we will run the Pro Farm finals, the GT Pro Farm finals, the 15-mile-an-hour finals, and the NA finals will all be Friday night. So should be kind of a cool. It's quite a contrast of vehicles when you're going down the track, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be fun to get back in that building and do what we used to do, and hopefully we'll have some good weather. And hopefully the frogs will be croaking outside the first week of March and no snow.
We can have a bonfire party.
Yeah, exactly. Then we go on to Saturday morning session 4. We'll start out with the 18-mile-an-hour tractors. It's a new class for us. They run these in Iowa. The Tri-State runs kind of a version close to them, but yeah, they're 18-mile-an-hour. We've got the rules up, looked them all over. I've had some questions about mile per hour guys want to know if they can pull more in one class. Absolutely, but you have to run the rules of the class. I know some of them don't make any sense to you where you're from, but to us it does. So look the rules over. Please go by them if you plan on entering, and hope we'll have a lot of fun. Another addition, and we've had these classes there before at Gordyville, is our light Pro Farm combo class with the naturally aspirated super stocks. It's kind of a Illini State group. They have a really good class of Pro Farms now, and ITPA has a really good class of Pro Farms. There are some lighter Pro Farms over in Missouri. They're more than welcome to join in. The rules are on the website. We looked at all what we did, some talking to some dyno guys. Now everybody will have more horsepower than they did the last time we were there. We fully understand, but this is our first effort to get the little guys in together, and hopefully some of the line ice skate guys will bring down their naturally aspirated tractors. So I think they're cool. They sound neat in that building. Hope they come down and join us. That morning as well, we have the classic modifieds that we've had forever. We're bringing back the 11 Pro Farm. That's a kind of an ITPA class. Big motors, big turbos, 3,000 RPMs, fast wheel speed for 3,000 RPM tractor. They're the, everybody says it's a 60-30 class, but yeah, that's kind of what it was in the past. But, this year, hopefully we'll have a international or two in it.
Haney,
Yeah.
you're not far away.
Yeah.
No excuses.
And then we'll have the 9,000 pound super farm. And just like I said, with the PPL and IPL hot farm, guys, this class will get full and it will get full fast. So get entered. If you want to come, get entered. Don't wait till December 1st and call me. It's like, well, I was waiting on a turbo or I was waiting on this. Now I can come and you're full. Well, enter now. And we should have talked about it earlier and during the Cloverdale discussion. We do have registration insurance that you can take out that you can cancel and up to
So the way the registration insurance works this year is that through motorsportsregistration.com, they have partnered with a third-party insurance group called Vertical Insure, and at checkout, you can check the box that you want to add that to your registration or decline it. If you decline it and you can't make it, so we are not issuing refunds directly from us. You could still come and use it as tickets, but if you take it out, you get another email from them, and then if you can't make it, you just file a claim, just like you would for travelers insurance. And there's a lot of reasons, whether it's health, because it's a motorsports insurance, the way they have it. So if you have breakage and you don't get it fixed, because if you're waiting on parts, you would just file a claim with them, and it's connected to your registration, and you would get all your registration fees back to you from them. Is the way it works.
And I'm going to be very transparent. The reason we did this was last year, like most years, we offered the kind of in-house insurance, and we refund you up to a certain date. Well, I got questions, the week of, hey, I'm not coming because it's going to be too cold. Can I get my money back? Well, unfortunately, that hurts that hurts our whole event because, I might have told a guy from the middle of Maryland, hey man, I'm sorry, we're full and we'll put you on a waiting list. And then the Monday before the pull, you're calling me and I'm at Cloverdale. I'm not coming. It's going to be too cold. And you're less than 2 hours away. And now I made this guy who wanted to be there from Maryland. It's too late for me to call him and say, hey, can you bring it? That's not right. So if you're not going to make it, that's all on you. And we have to do this in the right way. And also, it was thousands of dollars last year, thousands and thousands we had to refund because the guys seen the forecast and they weren't going to get out in the snow. And we understand, but you did agree to pull at the Midwest Winter Nationals. And we have the history of it. It snows. And it snowed at the Indy Super Bowl. When I was a kid was there. It snowed at Louisville. I mean, there's a chance it snows. I mean, you can't hold it against us that we're putting on a show during a snowstorm. We've done it. And when we do the best we can with what we got where we're from. So that's now to deal with with registration insurance. And I think it's clear up to the day of the pull, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. I think so. Like I said, it's all through them. They have their own policy, their own terms and it's a pretty vague list that you can make claims on to get your registration back. And it's like I said, it's right on the checkout. You have to make a selection before you even submit your registration. So there's no saying, "Well, I didn't know about it," or "didn't let me," because you can't submit your registration without making a yes or no selection. And it tells you exactly. It's kind of a percentage of what your registration fee is. So everyone's is a little bit different. So if you're registering multiple vehicles and your registration fee is a little bit higher, then that fee is a little bit higher because it's a higher cost. So it it'll make it a lot easier for us because we don't have to handle it, and you have all the information to make that claim to them.
Yeah, and calling me up and ripping me a new one is not going to help you because I don't know these people. I mean, this is what a lot of dirt tracks I went to that have pre-registered events. So
Yeah, this is used by thousands of events across the country because this platform uses a lot of track day events. So you sign up, and then if you can't make it because your car is broke, either you get your money back because you paid for that insurance, or you don't because you decide to decline. So
also on the financial side, I know I've already had at lunch there they a 12,000 pound naturally aspirated tractor guy uh, was in there eating lunch with me, and we visited a little bit. And his first question was, "I'm not going to pay $250 to come pull a Gordyville." I was like, yeah, you are." And I said, "But believe me, you're pulling for purses like you've never pulled for ever in your life. So you're going to pull for good money." And and so don't worry about that. And you know, your entry fee, you get 2 tickets for the entire event, 2 pit passes for the entire event. A lot of indoor pools don't do that. Um, they don't let you have
you might
tickets.
just get that session.
Yeah, you might just get that session, and that's it. And this ours is good for the whole weekend. So
So the value of that is
Yeah.
more than your registration.
right. So please understand that.
And if you register in 2 classes, then you have 4 tickets.
Right. So please understand you're not pulling for like 30 or 40% of your of the you're pulling for a lot more than that. So you'll be happy. Now if you don't expect to retire, if you win the finals, I mean you might have
Or go to pro stock.
you might I'll build a pro stock because that's probably not gonna happen. But you might have enough money to go to the beer garden and be a hero for about an hour or two. In Gordyville, we do pay cash most of the time, and a lot of it goes right back into the front building in celebration or misery, one of the two. And we'll wrap everything up on Saturday night. Well, the finals for the light limited, the hot farms, all 3 versions, 8500 Pro, 4 1s, light pros, the 18 mile an hour, the light pro farm, natural aspirated class, the classic mods, the 11 pro farm, the 9000 super farm, the mod turbo super farm, and then if some 5.0 guys have reached out wanting to come, we will probably finalize the night with the 10,000 pound 5.0 pro stocks at Gordyville indoors, which that class didn't exist in 2020 when we were there. So I think I think our numbers will be a little smaller per session, but I think it's still going to be worth the ticket price to come in and spend a weekend with us. I think we're looking forward to we're looking forward to the dealing with the new group and kind of getting back to where we came from and put on a good show. Both events will have the Vanguard Motorsports there with Sled Smoke Machine. They do an amazing job, and we got the same track crew. Hopefully, it'll be just the same fun it was in the past, just maybe a little cleaner, and hopefully the outside's a little warmer, and make all this happen.
Joe, you have to dust off your parking diagram for Gordyville.
I know. I was looking at my computer saying, God, well, I hope I hope that's still saved in the cloud or it's somewhere archived in my computer. And I
I
pulled it. Yeah, I found it from, I don't know why I didn't have one in 20. I guess because I didn't have a whole lot of faith. Maybe I couldn't find 2020s for some reason, but I found, I think 18s or 19s. So, I just position it around. But yeah, it's the building looks entirely different at Gordyville. We always dealt with dust and dirt, and we're still going to have some of that, but it's just a lot more professionally presented there now than what it was before. The new owners have really done a fantastic job of remodeling that place, putting paint in places that never had paint. They've done a really good job with it. So it's going to be a step up from what it used to be. Still same deals apply. Don't change your oil and leave your oil laying around and crap like that. All those natural things that we're not supposed to do, but we always have to mention it because it seems like somebody always tries to do it. But just be respectful. They've spent a lot of money and to try to make their facility as nice and professional as possible, and give them the due respect that they deserve for spending the money investing it into a building. So I'm just I'm looking forward to some things and not looking forward to other things, but that's just part of it.
And in talking with the new managers up there, they're very, very particular, and they want to keep their roof clean. So we won't be starting them up and moving them around, running like we had in the past. That will be absolutely
a bad day.
Not happening. Not happening. And
no diesel mini rods.
Yeah, we won't be able to run a diesel mini rod.
No,
not gonna be able to happen. That will get us kicked out of there just about as fast as it almost got us kicked out of ship shoal.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because Kevin Moore's a good dude, I just wish we had 15 of them and we'd rig up a smoke pipe on the mini rod sled. But until we have to get that point, just can't do it.
We go back to the old days of Louisville at the farm show where they had the hood over it.
Yeah,
something. We figure out something.
But
standing there with the shop vac.
Something.
But and we don't have many rods at Gordyville this year, just because of the fact that the guy was a super nice guy to visit with, super intelligent, knows all about our business, because I think these buildings talk to one another, and was very passionate about the fumes and the dust and everything. And I know we have natural aspirated super stocks, and then we have the NA tractors there, but I just didn't want to push it by having a lot of mini rods in there, or anything with a blower on it that's making a lot of fumes and stuff, because I think these guys want this to be the first year of a multi-year relationship, but we're going to have to behave when we're in there. We just can't go in there and act like we used to and get in trouble and they'll boot us out. Then we can't go back to our place that got us started. So just hopefully everybody that watches this podcast and comes to the event, we'll put it in the itinerary, all the information you need to know, and we mail those itineraries out for Cloverdale, and we'll mail one out for Gordyville. Please read that. It's going to have your parking passes in it, your map where you're supposed to park at Cloverdale. Gordyville will be the same as usual. You get there, you get a good parking spot. If you wait till Saturday morning, you're going to probably fill in a place where somebody left. And but our numbers that we have right now are a lot smaller than the numbers we had in 2020. So it shouldn't be a problem. Getting the semis nice and organized. But I think I'm just glad it's going to be in March. So we got first one to get through, and then we got the whole month of January, all of February to plan the Gordyville event. Well, we'll see a lot of everybody, see a lot of pullers and fans down at the farm show in Louisville. My son and I will be down there just watching and enjoying ourselves. So anybody sees us down there, got any questions, come up, talk to me. We're going to try to do the best we can, guys, with this event. And even some of our own board members were not tickled about going back to Gordyville, but the pullers are asking us for it, and the building are asking us to do this. So, 5 years ago, did I think this was a possibility? Absolutely not. 2021, absolutely not. I didn't think this would ever be a possibility. But we're given an opportunity, and we're going to try it. So, you guys got anything to add?
Nope, I think that's it. I think we'll have
Yeah.
another. We'll let some more entries come in, and I'm sure after a meeting in November, I'm sure we'll do another.
So if you just quickly on the registration, use your same account that you did for Cloverdale. The link is on the website. Also, if you just log into your account on motorsportsreg.com and you click events, because you've already done events with us in the past and current, this event should actually pop up as something to register for because it's connected to the same, to us. Otherwise, you can just search Midwest Spring Nationals and it'll pop up. If you haven't signed up for Cloverdale or haven't done an account, because we'll have a lot of new, it's a very simple process. Just you create a free account and you'll add your driver info, a vehicle, and just go through the registration form. You pay, and we get the notification, and then you just send in your clutch paperwork. So if you haven't done your clutch paperwork for Cloverdale, please get that in.
Yeah,
as soon as possible.
And I'll give you guys a break. You don't have to send another clutch paperwork in for Gordyville if you come to Cloverdale.
Right.
It won't make you pin off another one. So,
I mean, the notary process is challenging.
yeah, it's challenging sometimes. And with the way grain prices and some of the crops that we raise around here, a lot of us don't want to go to the bank right now.
No.
Spend more money than what we got for them. But all kidding aside, the clutch paper you have in for Cloverdale will be good for Gordyville. And I don't know if everybody's seen this week, but Jeff Stuckschneider has our toy done for the charity toy raffle at Cloverdale. It's going to be the Smith Boys Ford Light Pro. We haven't picked a toy for Gordyville yet. We're probably going to do that in our November meeting.
Are we just going to go for the for what we're raising money for?
We don't know what we're raising money for yet.
I didn't know if we were going to do that. We're
kicking around some ideas. We haven't got a good one yet. We're trying to find a charity that we haven't done before, which is kind of hard. In 22 years, we've done about all of them, but there's so many good ones out there. I'm sure we will kick that around here in the next few weeks. We have our November meeting, and we'll pick a charity. One thing off the top of my head was tunnels to towers. Of course, I watch a lot of Fox News, as most people probably realize, and they're on there a lot. They're doing a lot of good things. So that's one consideration. Anybody else has got any pulling fan or pulling themselves that is working with a good charity that we might be able to help? Reach out to me, because we're up to all kinds of ideas. We got a lot of good people that raise a lot of money for a good cause. So reach out to us and we'll see what we can do for you. Richard, you got anything?
No, I think I'm good.
But
Dominic Rose says, "Can't wait for Cloverdale. We're gonna build beer cup pyramid again." Oh boy,
yeah,
round 2.
Yeah, please clean them cups up. That way, when I'm putting the sand back over, I ain't gotta clean it up. I had to clean all that up. That sucks.
You got to watch out for when Bowsman's come by the sideline there.
Yeah. You always got to manage your cup pyramid based on tractors and what side of the tractor running down. That wind can blow them down. But we had a good time last year at Cloverdale. Looking forward to doing it again. Just hoping the weather's better. Hopefully we get a few more spectators in there, because we put on a hell of a show on Friday, and not many people showed up because, understanding because of the snow. Live stream was great. Really appreciate all of our live stream supporters. If it wasn't for you guys, we couldn't do this, not at all. And we thank everybody. And thank Bungart Motorsports and those guys for being perfect. Almost every night they just We have no smoke machine failures. We have no sled failures. It's just great guys to work with, and Steve and Carl were great to work with, and looking forward to working with Lisa and the new group up in Gordyville, and I'm sure we'll have some more podcasts with some other professional podcast guys here in the next few weeks and answer a few questions. But yeah, we're all excited to get this ball rolling.
Yep, if you're watching right now on your puller, the registration for Gordyville is open, and I'll send that link out on Facebook as well. But you got first dibs if you stuck around on the video. You can go on the website and you can register right now.
The only thing that I ask, I guess, is real simple. For guys that's not pulled, some of these classes indoors, or is not, or is going to come from a distance, to try to pull with the 15-mile-an-hour class or even the 18-mile-an-hour class or something. Just really read those rules over good, guys, because the last thing you want to do is drive a long ways and get there and think that you've got everything ready to go, and you get there and you find out that there's a deal breaker, and it's like, well, I didn't see it in the rules. There's no excuse for that, because Clint's really anal about getting everything on there that needs to be on there. And if it's in there, make sure that it's on your tractor. Make sure that you follow those rules, because we don't want you to have a bad experience just based on misinformation or anything. Just go to our website, read the rules, and read everything in detail, what you got to have, because that's a vitally important thing. Because we, over the years, we've heard that several times. Well, I didn't know nothing about that, and I mean, I feel for people at times, and there's other times I really don't, because it's information that's there, and it's not that hard on our website to find it. So, I just want everybody to have a good time, and I appreciate everybody that's supported us over the years and continues to come, and all the help that we have. We have the best. We can't put on a good pull without good help. My wife's home, so the dog will sense it.
Your dog agrees with you, Joe.
Yeah,
they're just
got to run out the dog.
Yeah.
And Joe, and I'll add to this what Joe brought up. I've already had some guys that's going to be newbies for Cloverdale, especially in the mile per hour class. They just do not want to whittle on their roll bars to get them low enough. And I've explained really politely to a guy there, and I said, well, I'm not cutting my bar off to come down there. I said, well, then we need to get you out of the list. And I said, it's not me that's going to come down there and tell you you're not hooking. It's going to be Mr. Brendan Bungard and Donnie Bungard.
Yeah.
They're not going to, if your bar is going to be beating up their smoke tube, and that's what it hits. It's if there's not enough clearance between the top of your roll bar and the bottom of your pipe, and it gets into that smoke tube, that 500 guys going to back up to that weekend, is it really or is it yours? So you do it once, you cut it down, you get it down to that 8'6" and 9 foot area right in there. It'll fit, it'll work, and everybody will be happy. So
I mean, if the guys from Michigan can chop a cab down to make it work, you can chop your roll bar down.
Right. Yeah. That's just one of them things that we have seen over the years, and it's, well, I didn't know nothing about that. Well, and I know this isn't going to reach everybody, but everybody that does reach, just help your neighbor out, help your buddy out, and make sure that they understand that, because it's embarrassing for the person coming, and we don't like telling people, hey, this ain't going to work. We went through it years ago with the draw bars when we went by 3.5 by 3 and stuff, and we had issues. So it's one of them things. It's like, we just want you to have a good experience, just be educated and look at everything. And the rule's there for a reason. It's just like warning labels on whatever. That something bad has happened. That's why there's a warning label. Well, there's a rule, because we got to keep it all the same to where it just works good for everybody that way. You don't want to be that person, That's all I had.
Well, since we've been talking, Joe, shout out to the Reggae Dances, because we have our first registration for Gordyville.
Sweet. Oh. Hey, somebody's paying attention.
Yeah.
Also, yes, so you can come and watch the test passes on Wednesday.
Yep.
It's open to the public.
Yeah, we will have test passes at Gordyville. We won't have 100 like we used to. We'll have the 20 like we do. And the reason we limit
No, we will
is
not.
because that's all that Bungart Motorsports wants to fool with. They set the number, and we appreciate them just allowing us to do 20.
Yeah, they don't have to do that.
They don't have to do that, and they
and
do.
they're gracious enough to do that for us. So we just need to respect that point.
Well, we know the registration works for Gordyville,
Yeah,
and
perfect.
I think we're off and running, Joe and Richard.
So all the vendors, if you want to print off both your sheets and send them in at the same time for Gordyville and Cloverdale, fill it all out. You can write one check, send it in. We'll get you in a spot. Gordyville's vendors will be the same as it was. Cloverdale same way, same as it was last year. Steve did a good job getting everybody where they needed to be. So, looking for class sponsors for all the groups for both shows. A lot of the groups have already a lot of the sponsors from last year is like, well, I want to sponsor both of them. Well, that's great. And some of the vendors that haven't been with us to the Indiana events, so we're can't wait to get back to Gordyville. So I see a lot of my customers, and I think everybody's gonna be pleasantly surprised how I kind of joked that we're kind of getting the band back together to go to Gordyville. Not only pullers but vendors and box seat holders. We're kind of getting the band back together, and we had a lot of fun in that building from 2005 to 2020, and was fortunate that we got our event in 2020 because some of our co-parts and in March didn't get to finish their shows, and we hated that. And some of them didn't get to exist much after that. So
Palmer says he can't listen and register at the same time, so you can't multitask.
Thanks, Darren.
Yep, you got beat again, Darren, because David Wirewatch is also registered, so you're losing out here, Darren.
Now you're fixing to be third loser.
Yep.
But that's all I got, guys. We got a Halloween party to go to. Some of our lift guys and some of our work in the back guys are going to this Halloween party, and we're looking forward to going to it tonight. So
we're going to La Fiesta and we're drinking margaritas.
Oh, good.
Joe, did you go trick or treating last night?
Yeah, I still have my mask on.
Yeah, tickets will be available for Gordyville this weekend.
Yeah, I'll get them open tomorrow. So
now, I do not want to open up tickets for Gordyville for a while because that'll end up being a confusing mess. And people
bad day.
Tickets they want to go to Gordyville, and they'll end up getting Cloverdale tickets, and
they'll probably open up after
the event's over.
We'll start our Gordyville tickets, and you'll have plenty of time to buy them.
Yeah,
you'll have a month and a half to get your ticket.
We don't need to start that kind of worms.
They got the bleachers in there like we used to have. They'll be down both sides. It's a little pulling cathedral there, so just be patient with us. Like I said, I just want to get our classes full. So, Battle of the Bluegrass Limited Pros, give me a shout. Tri-County Mini Rods, give me a shout. Any mini rods that want to come in that natural aspirated class, that reach out to me. Let me know what we can do to get you registered. I have some AGCO money again from my friend that works for AGCO. So anybody with a Deutz or an Alice or a Mini that hasn't entered yet and would like to take advantage of that situation, or an Oliver, give me a shout. I got a really good friend who works for AGCO that's got a little bit of sponsorship money.
A guy with a V8 Massey hot farm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a guy with a V8 Massey hot farm that pulls with the guy that just talked. And he also has a International Massey clothing that we'd probably take too. So reach out to me, and we probably can make something happen for you.
Balmer's gonna be fourth now because Chris James is registered too.
Yeah.
He also said it wouldn't be the first time. He's third or fourth. But all right.
I think we're wrapped up, guys. I mean, look forward to visiting with people, and like I said, after 5 o'clock, give me a shout. you got any questions, I'll try to answer it the best way I can. Or if I can't, I'll find you somebody a lot smarter than me to answer it for you.
That's right.
So, thanks, Joe. Thanks, Richard, for taking some time tonight. And
Yep.
I hope everybody had a good, safe fall. And if you're putting in hydroson, be careful. This stuff's dangerous. And hopefully everybody has a good Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we'll see you what we're doing in January.
Yep. All right.
Thanks,
See you guys.
guys.
Good.